I just found out some valuable information that might change everything that you thought you knew. I just found out some valuable information that will change everything you thought you was taught to be true. I just learned some valuable information. Some valuable information. And if this is true, it will make a lot of sense. How y'all doing? Push that like button. I want to ask y'all a question. And I want to ask you this question sincerely from the bottom of your heart. You know, a lot of y'all have been blindfolded, bamboozled, blinded, bamboozled. Do anybody know? Have you ever felt like you've been lied to? Have you ever been lied to and then you realize the truth? And then when you realize the truth, you felt real bad that you was lied to because you believed a lie all your life? Huh? I'm asking this question because certain things need to be questioned about everything that we was taught when we was kids. I want to ask you a question. How would you... I'm going to ask this question, and I really want to ask this question, and I want you to just dig in your mind and think about it like this. How would you feel if you found out that Adolf Hitler was black? If we just change the narrative, just to say that the actual man, Adolf Hitler, was actually a black German soldier that liberated the German people, and that the white Germans said that he was not a pure breed German. And they just, let's talk about this and let's think for a second. What if Adolf Hitler was actually black? Would that change the whole narrative of what we was taught as children? Would that make us understand why Adolf Hitler tried to execute the Jews of that time? Like, now, it would make a lot of sense if he was black and Adolf Hitler felt like the black race was finna be dominated by these people. Now, that would make a lot of sense, but it would be racial if they say that Adolf Hitler was black and they killed him so they can take out the Soviet Union, which was black control. Because think about all that land, that was Africa. That was African land. That was, just think about it. What if we was told that the Soviet Union was white when they really was, how do you say, controlled and mainly operated by blacks, by Africans? How would you feel about that part of history being left out in your life, not knowing that Adolf Hitler was actually black? Now, I seen this document. I seen, and when you read it in black and white, it kind of make you change the narrative of what you believe when you see a fact. When you read a fact in your face, like, you be like, what the fuck? Not what I thought. This is not what I was told. This was not the man that I've been seeing all my life described to be Adolf Hitler. But come to find out, Adolf Hitler was an actual black soldier, a general, black. And they killed him. They assassinated him, and they erased his history, and then they used his theory and painted the picture on a white man, on a white German. Adolf. That was not the real Adolf Hitler. What if? Yeah. I ask this question because what I seen today makes me completely rethink about all the things that I was taught about World War One, World War II. It kind of makes sense that white people will attack black people and conquer their land at that time during colonization, when they was attacking black people all over the world and conquering their land and whitewashing the world, making us believe that everything in this world was created by them. Like, but what if? And I really want to I have a big ass picture of Adolf, one in my bedroom. Is he black? Just like the picture of Jesus. Jesus is black. Jesus was black. Golden child. If we can get together like how Dr. York had his team and Marcus Garvey, even though Dr. York was a nasty heathen. How we know? See, that's the story that we was told about Dr. York. I don't even know who Dr. York is. I'm gonna look him up. He had a coat behind him, behind his army. Okay, but at the same time, what if Adolf Hitler was actually black? Would that change the complete narrative of the story of the Jews being persecuted by a white German? What if the Germans that run Germany now know the truth, and they know because they are, what they saying, destroying black history? If Adolf Hitler was white, in their eyes, you know, he was the worstest man that ever lived. But if he was black, that'd change the narrative of everything, won't it? Like, and then that'll change the narrative of what we see today. The Jews has done took over everything. Just like the black man predicted way back then. Adolf Hitler was black. Now I'm claiming Adolf Hitler was black. I'm finna make these t-shirts. Adolf Hitler was black. And I got the man picture. We got Adolf Hitler's real picture. He was black. And it is so sad today that we in America believe what the Soviets, the runaway, castaway Soviets, see, they came to America and they got an asylum because they traded on Hitler. See, Hitler was very intelligent. What they didn't tell you about Hitler, you see the freeway system that we ride on in America, that was an ingenious invention by Adolf Hitler. He created that right there, the freeway system. That was his plan. He created that. And America wanted it. And if you understand the history, what's going on? The police had to wait for him to go out to the store, grocery store, shop, to catch him. I don't know who Dr. York is. I gotta look up Dr. York's story. I don't wanna get to speaking up on Dr. York. Dr. York might have been eating kids. Ain't no telling. That might where the York ice cream patties come from. From Dr. York. He used to probably kill the kids and freeze them and turn them into ice cream and eat them and shit. I don't know. But we're going to look up the story of Dr. York, and that's going to be a whole subject title video by itself. Right now, we talking about Adolf Hitler. And what if he was black? Now, just if he was black, would this change the whole narrative of the story that was been told to us about Hitler and the Jews and the reason why Hitler tried to kill the Jews? Like, wouldn't that change everything? And a lot of people don't want to talk about this because they're afraid of the Jews. But I ain't afraid of that. I ain't afraid of one of these motherfuckers. The Mexicans, the Jews, goddamn, the Asians, the Persuasions, the Chin-Chains, the Yangs, like, or whatever. The long-eyed people, the right-side people. I don't care. I am not racist. I am prejudiced, and I hate everybody. And you got a right to dislike anybody you want. in America, and I dislike everybody. And so, with that being said, just let you know that I'm a very prejudiced person, not racist, prejudiced. Big difference. Look up the definition. Two type of feelings about feeling about somebody, and that's just the way it is. How you doing? The police had to. Okay, ain't nobody leaving no comments right now. That's cool. Let me rent a square inch in there. You can. I will let you rent a square inch for $1,000 a week. You give me $1,000 a week. Booth rent, square inch booth rent is due on Thursday, so you can make all the money you want during the week in one square. But right now, I need people to pay attention to what I'm talking about. And this is YouTube blocking me out because they don't want this history, this knowledge to get out there, especially to a lot of black people. Make black people start thinking again, like, oh my God, what if Adolf Hitler was black? Would that change the complete narrative of the story that we've been told, our history? Or why was they so anxious to go over there and fight that World War I? Because Adolf was black. These was black people. We didn't know. We was in America. We didn't know who was fighting over there. They just something. And a lot of black people, my grandfather said when he got over there to World War II, that it was a lot of black people on the other side that we was fighting. He didn't know, but he was fighting for America. He didn't know. You know what I mean? And so, but what if? And I always ask this question because without asking this question, I wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. But we all need to know, what if Adolf Hitler was black? How would you see the whole story now? And I got proof, and I want to show it to you. You know what? I can't show it to you because it's on the phone that I'm using to go live on. But what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to go live on this phone. When I go live when I charge this device up, I got to charge it up. Yep. I got 0%. I got to charge this up, and I'm going to go live on this device, and I'm going to show you the paperwork, the everything that I seen about this, about Adolf Hitler being black, and that the whole story, that the history that we've been taught was a lie. Everything in our lives is lies, and people don't even know it. It's time to wake up, black people. It's time to wake up, black people. Even if we woke up and wouldn't be shit we can do about it. You see, I've been woke, and ain't nothing we can do about it but talk about it. But we can talk about it, and if we can build a community to talk about it, maybe we can make some change about what the fuck we talking about. How you doing? Push that like button. Don't nobody like you, Snag. But I just want to ask you this question. I want you to think about it. What if you found out that Adolf Hitler was black? Would that change the whole, would that fuck your history up, your narrative? But it would kind of seem like, you know, nobody never really looked at it like that, but say what? And it's so sad, man, because right around World War II, you know what they don't talk about? The Great Reset. In the 1950s, when they came back, from the war, when they was in the war, right? In the 40s and the 50s, when they went to war, right? They brought a lot of those kids from Germany, Yugoslavia. They brought a lot of kids from Ukraine. They brought a lot of kids over here. And they programmed them children. And they made those people, you know, believe that their history started here. That this is where their ancestors was from, and that they had a American white right, that they was white people. And those kids grew up and had kids and integrated and had more kids and integrated and had more kids. And none of them knew their real true history of where they was from, who their parents was. It was a lot of white people. And they did a big American reset with that, because that's when they started teaching history about, the stories that they wanted us to know. Sir, you were eating food of the night. No, I don't eat hamburger helper. That was spaghetti made from scratch. How you doing? Push that like button. I don't like to be trolled. And I don't like when people ask stupid ass questions, making me feel like they trolling me. I love reading comments. That means I feel like somebody's engaging into what I'm saying. But if you're not leaving a comment engaging into what I'm saying, please don't leave a comment at all. That is so distracting. You know what I mean? That is so distracting. You said I am a subscriber. I thank you very much. But I don't eat processed foods. I eat home cooked foods from scratch. I like to scratch my food up. You know what I mean? That's the best way to live. You'll live a lot longer. You'll be a lot healthier. You'll be a lot more solider. But you know what I think about? I think about life and the way it is, man. And the way people see shit, Everybody got their own perception of life. Everybody is living in their own lenses of life. So what you experience, nobody else will experience but you. But men, you can't judge a man by the way they look. You can't judge a man by what their appearance is or what you think they have. You know what I mean? You can only judge a man by his heart and his actions and what he do. You know what I mean? Because actions speak louder than words. In India, we not have this fresh meal. That's why I asked you. No, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you straight up. India is one of the richest countries in the world. Why don't you have food? Clean food to eat. Good food. Y'all supposed to be eating up all kind of stuff over there. But I know how harsh and hard it is to get food in other places of the world because they limited. They ain't got food that's plentiful like us. I understand that. They don't have grocery stores everywhere. They don't have, markets and farms, and they don't have that. Only in America you see places that the people growing their own food. People do. In other countries, it ain't like that. I know that. I know it is. It's worse, a lot worse. Limited resources, limited people that do, because don't nobody know what to do. They all just sitting around looking crazy like a bunch of ants. You know what I mean? It is so sad. It is so sad when I say this, that there's so many people in the world today, in their mind, they can't work because they don't want to be rich. Because if somebody found out they was making too much money, they would lose their benefits. You know what I mean? Like, I offered this lady daughter a job at my barbershop. And she told her daughter that she could not work at my barbershop because if I report her working, she would lose her Section 8 benefits. And I'm like, wow. Wow, so you would rather for your daughter to be poor, broke, and have nothing than to have a job but she can make some money every day for herself. Like, don't nobody know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Okay, I'm finna ask you. I think this is the way I do this. Okay, I think I can put this question in. Okay, I started this Q&A just like this. I think I got it. Do I got it in the right place? Do I? What do I do? I put the Q&A right there, right? All right, that's right there. It's either yes or nay. You can help me, help somebody else that can't help themselves. I'm really finna try to move forward in some type of way to start my soup kitchen, and hopefully I can raise funds, through my soup kitchen to open up a homeless shelter. And it ain't just a homeless shelter that I'm trying to open up. It's actually a human restoration center. I want to have adult resource center, adult school resource center where people can get information for education, help them, move forward with their life, man, get a GED or, take classes so they can prepare for their GED. Like, it's a market to help people out there to make profit. I'm not doing this for nonprofit. I don't know none of these niggas. I'm just trying to help them. If they really want help and they really want to get out of their situation, they gonna join my program. This ain't nothing. This ain't for everybody. Free will. that want to join it, this is a program that I got that's guaranteed to put people on their feet, allow people to get a second chance at life. All they got to do is complete the program, and at the end of the program, they gonna have a bank account, ID, education, a credit card. We gonna teach these people how to really live before we let them fly out the nest. We gonna teach them how to be, we gonna teach them how to fly, man. And I'm gonna have me some proven graduates, man. I'm gonna have some people, man. I'm gonna take out and take off the streets, man, and clean them up and get them right. And they gonna be proven success stories. Watch what I tell you. And that's it's a lot of people that's just on the streets right now that need a helping hand and not a handout. And I'm not offering nobody a handout. I'm only offering a helping hand to those who need. And if you show me any signs that you don't need or you really ain't wanting it, I'm gonna release your ass from the program. And that's all I ask y'all to do. Get behind me so we can help other people. So we can do some big things, man. I got a lot of business ideas, man, in my brain, man, that we can do and make a lot of money. But I just know that a homeless shelter for profit will make a lot of money. We're gonna need a couple of school buses. We're gonna need a couple of school buses. We're gonna need a little staff, some security. But we're gonna offer people the opportunity of a lifetime to get off the streets, get on their feet, work for our companies, make money, live in a stable environment, you know what I mean, and get on their feet. That's what I want to do. But see, when I get to talking that positive, I lose my whole audience. They leave. People start blocking me out. They don't want to see me build a community of a whole bunch of people, black people. I'm not just helping just black people, man. I'm helping anybody God put on my heart to help. But God got to put it on my heart to help them. And they got to walk up and they got to ask for help. If you don't ask, you don't receive. And when you get help, we're going to evaluate if you asking sincerely. If you asking sincerely and you're serious, we going to help you. But we ain't going to hesitate to drop you. We ain't going to hesitate to tell you can't come back. Because if you don't want it, we can't help you. But if you want it, we going to help you. That's the type of program I'm trying to build. It's guaranteed profit because we only going to help the people that need it. All the people who don't, they ain't going to make it. Push that like button. What's up, Crip Walk? I can't even see. Can you see now? Oh, wow. Well, we're going to be looking too good for him. Procession held from fallen San Bernardino County Police Officer.
Here they'll be taking West Valley Boulevard over to the east here. Left turn. Does look like the left turn on Fulton. And that will take them up towards Reno, where the location obviously of the coroner's office here in San Bernardino. Already continuing to travel eastbound on the boulevard, and after this procession still is turning off of Meridian. We're talking about a half-mile procession, it looks like, and officers line up here in slow formation. As the remains of Deputy Andrew Nunez are escorted from the hospital over to the
Wow.
after
The police got killed today. Rest his soul. Man got killed in the line of duty, man. Man went to work this morning. Had no intentions on, didn't know that he wasn't gonna come home and see his wife and kids today. He did not make it home alive. This is the most dangerous part of being a police officer. Do you agree or disagree? And it's so sad. The guy that killed him got caught. He was in a high-speed police chase on a motorcycle, and he was finna shoot at the police, and he went to look back to shoot at him, and a car jumped in front of him and slammed on the brakes, and he went slamming to the back of him. It was so messed up. California, man. Only in California. This messed up stuff happens. Oh my God. Police did not make it home alive today, man.
Once again, if you're just joining us, to recap, Chris Christie up in Air 7 as we follow the procession of fallen Deputy Andrew Nunez from the Arrowhead Regional Medical Center over to the San Bernardino Coroner's Office. You can see a long line of law enforcement from across San Bernardino County now piling onto Valley Boulevard off of Meridian here. As you can see, this line stretching about a half mile to a mile from the beginning here as they continue to make their way towards the east, towards the coroner's office. As they pay their respects to their fallen deputy who was met by a suspect's bullet earlier this afternoon responding to a domestic violence call. That's suspect shooting the deputy in the head. That deputy pronounced dead this afternoon at Arrowhead Regional Medical Center. A horrific set of events here in San Bernardino. Again, that deputy was killed, leaving behind a pregnant wife, a 2-year-old daughter, and an entire police department that is absolutely distraught this evening.
A pregnant
This
wife?
tragic loss, and again, it really was a chaotic set of events because what started as a shooting call ended up in a barricade of some sort. The SWAT team responding out to that call. Eventually, the suspect jumping on a motorcycle, leading police on a high-speed chase down the 210 freeway. Eventually, colliding with another vehicle at a high rate of speed, upwards of 130 miles. And suspect thrown in the air and somehow survived. That freeway, just opening up a short time ago, was shut down for much of the evening commute. That rush hour, absolutely a nightmare this afternoon as the eastbound side up the 210 freeway was shut down for the investigation. I believe they've opened up at least one lane. That suspect airlifted from the freeway over to local Linda Hospital, where he is in stable condition and will be facing a mountain of criminal charges.
Police is on high alert tonight. Y'all better be careful. They pulling over people, pissed off. One of their partners done got killed tonight. So y'all be careful. If you was smart like me, you wouldn't get in your car and drive around tonight. I can't even see. You are a ghost. Sup, man? Sup, man? Another day, another dollar. This is a procession held for fallen San Bernardino police officer. He got shot and killed today in the line of duty. Do y'all see what's going on? Y'all don't? I will be back in a few minutes.